Bubs? What do you say? What do you say? We are going back to the shop today out at the track to get the rear differential stud replaced today in the 350Z after talking to a bunch of my 350Z friends. Pretty sure that's what broke. No guarantees, so we still gotta check it, but pretty sure that's what broke. So we're gonna replace that, replace the rear axle studs that are bolts that are missing, and then do some other maintenance. So we'll see how this goes. It looks pretty straightforward, but we'll see. Do you want to say hi? Say hi. I realized that the rear diff stud actually wasn't broken and wasn't the problem that I was having, but while we were having the car run in the air, we did notice that my driver's side axle is slightly bent. It's not causing the vibration, but still something I'm going to replace in the near future. Then I made a complete mess replacing the water with coolant for the winter months coming up. All right, guys, I think I found my problem. Just a little bit of play. I have so many leaks coming from the engine transmission area, so I took 2 cans of brake clean and just went to town and cleaned as much of the surface as I could, and hopefully in a month or so we can see where everything's coming from. I am the worst at videoing when I'm working on my cars, I'm sorry. But got a lot done today, so kind of the process from when I thought my car was broken at the last drift event because it was doing that wobble really bad. We thought it was because the axle was missing bolts and there was a lot of play in it. We put it on the lift today, ran it on the lift, and it actually looks like my driver's side axle is a little bent. So we thought that was it, but then as I was waiting for the axle to come into the parts store, I was working on some other stuff with the car, and one of the things I was doing was taking all the wheels off to put hub-centric rings on all the wheels. And when I took my passenger front wheel off, I noticed there was a lot of play in like the knuckle area, and I was like, that's really weird. And so I was looking, and I'm gonna butcher whatever these parts are called, but there's like, it looks like an adapter that goes onto the knuckle that the tie rod connects to, or it's like an extension of the knuckle that the tie rod connects to, was completely loose. And turns out that that was my issue. So I didn't replace the driver rear axle. It's not vibrating, it's not doing anything right now, so I'm just gonna pick up some used ones over the winter to have as spares in case that ever does go out, or when that does go out. But I tightened up the part that was loose in the passenger front. I did take it on test drive. The vibration's gone, that wobble's gone. So that's what it was, which makes complete sense. And it definitely felt like it was coming from the rear, so it was really weird. But yeah, it was passenger front. The amount of bolts that have been loose on this car since I got it is literally astonishing. It blows my mind. Every time someone touches it, they're like, this was hand tight. And I'm like, I swear we tightened that already. But yeah, so we got that done. So we fixed that wobble. Okay, sorry, my video cut out. But yeah, so fixed the wobble. I got the two rear axle bolts that were missing installed, made sure all the rest were tight. I checked the level of my trans fluid because underneath this car is like caked in fluid and grime and gross and nasty. So I checked the trans fluid. Thankfully, it was actually still full. So that means that it's probably not the trans leaking, just oil, which is easier to top off. And I degreased, cleaned the underside of the car as much as I could with only using 2 cans of brake clean. Sorry, Tyler. I will pay you back for those. But I got it mostly dry, and that way in a month or two after the next event, we can check and see where it's leaking from. I think it might be the rear main seal though, which sucks. Yeah, so we did that, cleaned off the underneath, and then removed the Halloween costume off the front, which was a pain in the butt, and dumped all the water out, replaced it for coolant, so that way it will be good for winter. There's a couple other things I wanted to do today, but kind of just want to get out of here. So those are things I don't need a shop to do, so I will do those at a later date. So I'm out. See ya.